Hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 10 of our slow and immersive playthrough of Venezuela and Victoria 3, post the release of version 1.5 patch and the Colossus of the South DLC. We're going to go ahead and unpause at a slow speed, and we are in fact doing pretty well. Finally, I think have managed to crack the code and start growing our GDP after we've set up our economy to produce, all the goods that our pops need as cheaply as possible. We industrialized a little bit. We were running short on labor, but we have now empowered our academia and universities. We're building that up to level 10, and we're powering through technologies, releasing labor, kind of upscaling, or no, our industries to use more capital and less labor, and therefore moving our pops into better jobs and just generally filling vacancies, and therefore powering our economy up with technology. We are in the process of building, where are we? We're 7-level universities in Miranda, in Caracas, state of Miranda. We're getting 3 more levels. Let's see where that goes. We are starting to run a deficit because of the wages we have to pay. Hopefully, the growth in GDP will more than make up for it. And, our academia has been so empowered that, so much so that the nation is actually demanding a technocracy now, and we're moving away from universal suffrage, where every man is given a vote. Nation will just have the nation governed by an unelected council of men of reason and ability. Everyone is in favor, including the rural folk. I think they got a taste of democracy, and nobody likes it. Nobody in the nation likes it. That is quite interesting. Not sure I fully understand as to why this is the case, but there we are. So we have, that's going to give us plus 100 authority, 120 legitimacy based on government cloud, 10 legitimacy from including the head of state in government, minus 2 government size allowance, plus 2 government size allowance, minus 10% government ideology penalty. Yeah, and academics, engineers, and officers will run the country. Rubber has been discovered in Bolivar. The state region can now support additional rubber plantations. Oh. The rush rubber has been successfully grown in Bolivar. The fragile nature of these trees and their difficult-to-meet conditions make this achievement exceptionally important. The Amazonian rubber monopoly is finally over. Those beautiful trees have decided to grow elsewhere after multiple unsuccessful attempts. Those stubborn little things. And now it is our duty to end those greedy tycoons' empires. This place seems to be the most effective. Discover resources rubber plantation of Bolivar. Bolivar gets rubber rush for 2 years. 25% migration attraction. Perfect. Rubber. Let's have a look. I think it's resources, isn't it? Rubber plantations. Wait, hang on. They produce rubber. And rubber. Let's have a look at the good. Sorry, let's just have a look at the event first. Grassroots support for law. The political wills and desires of the lower classes will always remain an opaque matter indeed. For whatever reason, support for technocracy has spread like wildfire across Venezuela, spurred on by charismatic speakers and lively debates in small-time social clubs. Public enthusiasm expedites reform. Let's get it passed. End this, constant... Oh, the constant debates of universal suffrage and parliamentary politics. Let's just end it, guys. Oh yeah, but who is it bought by? I just want to have a look. Rubber. Produced in rubber plantations used in textile mills, tooling workshops, motor industries, and electric industries. It's interesting. Hang on, let's see that again. Textile mills and tooling workshops. How's it used in textile mills? Not in electric sewing machines. Elastics. Okay, in elastics later on. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. Go ahead and keep powering through as we get to the turn of the century. Intelligentsia are petitioning for wealth voting. Government petition. Will complete if Venezuela enacts wealth voting. Will fail if intelligentsia are not part of the government. If completed, plus 5% intelligentsia members of Pops Venezuela become more loyalist. Venezuela gets responsive governments. If failed, we get minus 20 interest group approval for failed petition. Oh, minus 15. Well, we're giving you technocracy, guys. Not really sure why you want wealth voting. Okay, maybe we're making a mistake there, but Let's see, threshing machines unlocked, finally. By removing the physical labor aspect of threshing the grain, the steam-powered threshing machines make farming much more efficient. Steam-powered threshing machines for rye, rice, maize. Okay, so for example, let's go to our maize farms here. And let's get steam-powered thresher machines. More tools and more coal and 5,000 less labor. Boom. 5,000 workers released into the economy. Grain is... We're keeping grain super cheap in our market so that all pops can enjoy it. But maize farms, and I think there were also... We have rice farms here. Let's go again, steam-powered. Minus 8,000. Wow. Nice. Nice. This is exactly what we need. We need cheap grain for everybody. And we need more labor. Wow, this is strong. We just released 13,000 workers into our economy. Okay, that's good. They will be unemployed temporarily, but they will find better jobs, I'm sure. Tools, anything. What else do we have? Livestock ranches, no. Banana, coffee, maize. Oh, we have more maize farms here, steam powered. Let's switch to this. Keep grain prices low. Philosophical pragmatism unlocked. The application and actions of philosophical thought can open up whole new avenues for social and political analysis. Minus 5% bureaucracy, population cost multiply. Nice. So more bureaucracy, more influence. Sure. Anarchism is spreading. Oh, we'll time out in 4 years. Look, I don't really... Do we really want wealth voting? Universal suffrage. I mean, people want wealth voting. It's not such a big difference, I guess. Only trade unions. Should we cancel technocracy? It's a shame. We're still gonna have voting. Which is based on wealth. 20% government ideology panel. No, we just want a technocracy. But we're gonna have... The intelligentsia hate us for 10 years. For 10 years. That is a long time to be hated. Alright, they're going to give us minus 20. Therefore, there won't be any migration. No society research speed. I am tempted with technocracy, but I feel like... Yeah, we will not be able to attempt... Okay, let's go with wealth voting, since that's what they asked for. That's more immersive as well. Okay, let's go ahead. That, sorry, that was a little mistake. But let's keep building universities as well. Right, we're now up to level 8 almost. Okay, more innovation, but that's gonna cost us more money. So guys, we need to it's fine, we have scope to raise taxes as well, which we haven't done. Right, let's get more paper for the market. Okay, dyes. Okay, we're doing paper bleaching, so we're getting everything we can out of our paper mills. And they're located in the right province as well, so okay. Next, we are researching, it will take us 30 months or 3 years for pump jacks, and that will unlock automatic irrigation. And that will, I mean, actually let us produce more rather than use less labor. Go ahead, for example, tractors for rye farms, maize farms. Interesting. Let's, for example, have a look at our maize farms. Fertilizers just make us produce more and change laborers into farmers. Orchards. I mean, tractors. Okay, that's another step up. That's even fewer laborers. Okay, so we need to mechanize our farms. What else can we do? Can we do to release labor into the economy? So we need to mechanized farming perhaps. How long would that take? That would take 7 years though. Pneumatic tools, resource discovery chance, building hardwood output, 10% construction sector, building throughput, plastics, unlock house, where plastics for glassworks. Let's get pump jacks for sure. Open hearth process for steel mills. Kind of like what? More steel. Electrical generation is spreading. Okay, that's good. Shift work. Vacuum. Canning. Meat packing for food industries. Vulcanization. Unlocks elastics for textile mills. Unlocks... Interesting. It's only 31 months for vulcanization. And if we did get that... We would get elastics. That allows us to produce a lot of luxury clothes, basically. Right, so instead of... Okay. Is that a good thing? More shopkeepers, more luxury clothes, but less, you know, basic clothes. We do have rubber, though. Elastics, right? So we kind of do have an advantage here. Could we then export luxury clothes all over the world? Oh, we do need silk. Oh, we do need silk as well. Tough one. Perhaps we should then, what, build automobile production? We need oil, though. We need oil and rubber. We need to discover more resources. We need to discover our oil. Surely there's got to be oil in Venezuela. Wealth voting is failing to gain traction, stalling progress and causing the law to gain a setback. Oof, dangerous. Okay. Have a look. How can we power our economy forward with best way? Combustion engine unlocks automobile production for motor industries, public motor carriages in urban centers, chainsaws for logging camps. I want to release people into the labor force. Hang on. For example, textile mills, automatic power looms. Okay, we need electricity and we need electrical capacitors, for example. So mechanized farming will definitely release labor, electrical, and then electric railways, capacitors, electrical capacitors after that. Right, we'll have electrical capacitors. Right, let's build electricity in each of our states, and then we build electric sewing machines, automated power looms for textile mills, brine electrolysis for explosives factories. Okay. Perhaps we get those in, electricity. That will also allow us to use more machinery, less labor. So let's try that then. Use our innovation. 75, but we can go to 117. There's plenty of scope for more universities. Okay, we have 2 more on the way. Okay, paper getting a bit expensive. This is getting a little pricey though. So 2 more and no more really for now. Right? Because we do need to kind of grow our economy as well. Let's go ahead and go to speed 5. Transportation wouldn't hurt. We have a railway scheduled for after unis. Electric trains though. Leave it at 2 actually, because once we discover electricity, we will build Zulia will be the first state we electrify. Wealth voting has passed to study. Perfect. Let's keep pushing through. Finance our universities. Interesting. We're actually running a deficit to pay for academia. See if that pays off. Should do. See, kind of Bolivar. Infrastructure. Inefficient agriculture. Oh, does this serve our purposes? We should follow their advice, sure. There is no subsistence farms as far as I know. Peasants unemployed. Ooh, peasants 3,000 unemployed. Interesting. Synthetic plants, they just... Okay, they were never very profitable, so it's kind of a... But we are producing dyes locally. So to be honest, this, for example, it would have been better to just import dyes instead of building this, because we're just hemorrhaging labor in an unproductive building. Steel mills, okay, we didn't build them. It was the capitalists that built them. But interestingly, for example, they take local coal, local tools, take iron from here, but they do produce 78 steel, because that's where because there is demand in that province. Whereas, well, here we're also producing 90, also unprofitable. Okay, interesting. Arts academies here, dependent artists. Go ahead and keep speeding. At least we did make it to 3.6. GDP per capita is at 2 though. I mean, we had better time. No, actually no, this is the max we've ever had it. But quite a while ago we were actually at a similar level. Okay, progress to voting. Oof. Did this increase all of a sudden? 4,000. It's a little tricky. Subsidies, railways, maize farms, there we go. Electrical generation unlocked. It is possible to capture the very essence of lightning and use it to power all sorts of different types of machinery. Here we go. Let's go ahead and build power plants in Zulia. That will be the next thing we build. Oof, after we build just one more level of unis. Let's go ahead. We are now researching things more than 50% faster than base. So it is costing us, but let's see. Let's see how that works out for us. To balance the books though, I would suggest just increasing taxes to high for the moment. Just run a small deficit. Right? That's fine. There we are, guys. We're about to go into the new century. Not loyal though. Yeah, standard of living is increasing. Population is growing. We now have wealth voting. More authority, political strength per vote. 25 wealth threshold for voting. So only pops of 25 and above actually vote. 75 legitimacy based on government clout. 65 legitimacy based on votes. On government size allowance plus 20% government ideology penalty unlocks women's suffrage law in rights for women. Okay. Well, guys, you asked for it, so we gave it to you. Operated women. Can we go to women in the workplace? This gives us negative. This just gives plus 5% workforce. Okay, everyone's opposed to women in the workplace. Just operated women so far. Migration controls, closed borders. No police. Nothing particularly guaranteed liberties, so everyone supports this. Total separation. State atheism. Everyone supports this. Minus 50% Catholic Church, political strength, 200 authority, 25% cohesion. It requires one of the following: disallowed theocracy. The intelligentsia support this. Let's go ahead and enact state atheism. The population is growing. Let's keep going. Those pump jacks out. Pump jacks will allow us to do what exactly? Some sulfur. I think pump jacks. Let's have a look. Pump jacks. Vineyard coffee, cotton, dye plantations, opium, tea, tobacco. So tobacco, sugar. Sugar, banana. Okay, all those plantations basically. Well, let's say we have banana plantations here that employ 16,000 people. We have automatic irrigation once we have pump jacks, and that will, yeah, so that will move some of the laborers. Move them, okay, but it's just laborers will move up to farmers and machinists. Okay, and we will produce more. Is that really needed? Why are we producing some... Why do we have 16,000 people producing bananas? Guys. As opposed to steel. I don't quite get it. Like, the wage is $4.25. Nobody even wants fruit in our market. Alright. Nobody wants fruit. Can we export fruit? Predicted level 1 potential fruit exported 7. Breech loading artillery unlocked by changing the design to load the shells from a port in artillery rather than down the barrel. It is possible to make a much more efficient weapons. Okay. Fine. Enlistment officers spreading. Interesting. So Zulia. Sugar plantations. All of these will produce lots of these, but nobody even wants sugar. Like, why do we even have people working in here? Because it's profitable, right? That's the reason. The reason it's profitable is I do not understand why it is profitable. Okay, this will use more. Well, okay, so we'll move 1,000 laborers into, yeah, 500 into machinists, 200. So it's less overall. It will have 900. So it will release some labor, right, and upskill our ops. So that should be good. Let's go ahead and power through this. Okay, so we have 12 months left for pump jacks. 12 months for pump jacks. And then we have electrical capacitors. Electric street lights, electric fences, electric sawmills for logging camps, electric railways, electric trains. Okay, that's gonna... But it's some way away. Well, actually, it's 6 years away only. We could actually power through to it, although to be honest... Let's see. Okay, we're finally building electricity here in Zulia. And we have our 10 universities. That's costing us a fortune, but hopefully powering our technology innovation rate. What about society? Can we get to analytical philosophy? That's 32 years out. Wow. We're very far away. Don't even need all that much. We get steel frame buildings. That's spreading. That will spread in 17 months. 10% minting, minus 2% loan interest rate. That's mutual funds is not a bad one to get either. Investment. Human rights, socialism. We're not particularly interested in any of this. I mean, our budget is doing fine. I will just add it to the end here. Don't need anything in the military particularly. Art silk unlocks rayon for synthetic plants. Ooh, 7 years. We can actually produce our own silk. We now have state atheism. Religion is banned from public life, and the state advocates anti-religious policies. All religions face discrimination, and the clergy are allowed little to no role in society. Okay, authority, conversion, unlock state atheism for urban centers. Oh, let's go ahead. Go ahead to our buildings. Urban. What is it? Development, urban centers. Where are they? Nope, railways. Urban centers. State atheism. There we are. We have clerks and bureaucrats. No one else. Okay. We have gas streetlights. Oh, we do actually have electric streetlights now. Do we? Hang on. Urban centers here. That's okay. We will be able to build them. And having electricity, so that gives... Okay, that actually gives more infrastructure as well. Oh, that's... Didn't actually show that pollution. Okay, that's good. So let's get more infrastructure in Zulia. More services. 30,000 people live in cities and are employed here. Wow. Kind of more than really is needed, I would say. Friends abroad. While campaigning for additional support, Thomas Diaz pointed to Peru-Bolivia as an example of how the Free Trade Party would strengthen foreign ties. We welcome our friends from Peru-Bolivia. They must have a factory there, for sure. Diaz loves Peru-Bolivia so much, he should live there. They must have a factory there. We don't trust the capitalists. We have another election coming up. Whoa. Great Liberal Party. Why is this? Oh, sorry, that's... So intelligentsia and rural focus fallen massively. And why? Because landowners are powerful? Not quite sure I understand. We have wealth voting now, so who are the richest people? So landowners are the richest, or what does that mean? Why are they gaining so many votes with the wealth voting? Overly enthusiastic partisans. Supporters of Great Liberal Party have gone beyond simply campaigning for their own party, harassing and sometimes physically attacking opposing partisans. Crack down on Great Liberal. Now let the Great Liberal partisans continue unmolested. I mean, they are in government, so let's hope they win this. Landowners, where did they come from? Conservative Party. Boom. Massive increase in support. They're pro-slavery, guys. They're elitist, patriarchal, and stratocratic. Okay, petit bourgeoisie. All of these have been marginalized. Dear. Oh dear, the landowner. We have a landowner president. Time for Antonio Guzman as a ruler has ended. Oh, results are in. Dear. Can we just go back to technocracy? Who is opposing this? Landowners, Catholic Church, industrialists. Who is in favor? Rule of folk and intelligentsia. Let's just go ahead and enact technocracy against all odds. Now have a contested and illegitimate government, but we're not going to give up power. Not now. We're not going back to the dark ages of landowner-run country. Oh, everything's tanked. It's just not. Let's go ahead and speed up. Glassworks in Zulia. Okay. Not sure that's... Oh yeah, they actually are producing a lot of glass here. I mean, we need lead for anything else. Some shopkeepers. Oh, sorry. Glassworks immediately employs like a whole bunch of people. Ceramics. So dyes, a little less glass, a little more porcelain. But porcelain is not even needed in our market. Alright, so okay, so we prioritize glass production. That makes sense to me. Alright, we could go to leaded glass and import a bit of glass. Let's go ahead leaded. Produce more glass. We do need import lead from Germany and Britain, let's say. Let's give that a go. Glassworks. Glass will be super cheap in our country, unfortunately, but we will at least now have capitalists rather than shopkeepers. Okay, and we are in surplus again, so that's good. GDP is down. Odd. 2.30. We still have a bit of credit. But build up a little surplus and then we'll switch back to normal taxes. Pump jacks unlocked. The trick with crude oil is getting it out of the ground in a regular, consistent flow. The pump jack, a straightforward pump, fits the bill perfectly. Okay, so let's go over all of our plantations. Tobacco plantations, for example. Automatic irrigation. More motors for more tobacco. And we have fewer laborers. Fewer people employed in general, but at least we upskill them to farmers and machinists. So there we are. Boom. Tobacco plantations. Banana plantations. Let's just see what happens. Coffee plantations. Automatic irrigation. Coffees. We have coffee, citrus, tobacco. All of these just need to be exported. Sugar. God. Sugar. Well, I am going to upgrade all of them. Yes, tobacco. Right. It's already unprofitable though, but that's your fault, guys, not mine. Let's produce more fabric. Like cotton. Tobacco, cotton, livestock, banana plantations. Again, more motors. Coffee plantations. Sugar. I know I can change these guys all in the buildings menu. here, just change them for all. I just want to keep an eye out on what we actually have in which state. Let's go ahead and just go coffee plantation. So we've just done that one. Bananas, automatic irrigation, maize, sugar. Just go and find like places to export these now, I guess, right? Let's go ahead and just go export. And we need to find ways. Okay, coffee to the Austrian market, yes. Russian market, American market. It's everywhere. Right? I mean, let's even just export them where they're unprofitable, right? Price of coffee in the Venezuela market, for example. Let's go ahead and just export it. French, wherever they... Britain. Even Spain. As long as we can export it to them, we don't mind. What else do we have? We got fruit aplenty, guys. We got fruit aplenty. American market. Austria, surely they need fruit. Russia, maybe not so much, but Britain, surely you need fruit. Germany. Right? Russian market. Okay, fine. Maybe they want some fruit in there. And then sugar. Sugar, guys. Come on, Germany. Surely Germany, you want sugar. We have a few more convoys. Austrian market. Spain. Britain. Alright, let's just get it all up and increase the prices of these plantation type kind of goods. Missing a bit of infrastructure in Bolivar. We have a lot of authority. So we could actually just issue a decree of road maintenance. Okay, we are running a massive deficit. And why is that? Is that subsidies? No, it's not because of subsidies. A bit of interest. Goods for government buildings. Paper clippers, all the same. Military wages. None of that has changed. Why are we suddenly running like a massive deficit? What do we have? We have 5 years for mechanized farming. 5 years for electrical capacitors. And then mutual funds will take 28 months. Still take 10 years for these two techs. How about we then go to society, go to mutual funds first, and then we go mechanized and electrical capacitors. How about we do that instead? Alright, and let's see, what do we have shortage of? Engines. Oh, okay, that's how our GDP is tanking. Well, let's go ahead and subsidize our motor industries then. Alright. And here we're producing lots and lots. Aren't we? But everyone wants more motors. So why don't... Okay, here we just don't have enough labor perhaps. But okay, let's go ahead and upgrade motor industries in Zulia. Seems like these will have to subsidize. So let's go ahead and subsidize them and just get more motors into the economy. Oof. Whoa. What? Why is all of a sudden bureaucracy deficit? How did that happen? Oh, because we have 30 trade routes. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So we can't just export everything, even if we have enough convoys. Oops. Okay. Yeah, we're doing 40% tax waste. Hang on a minute. Okay, we need much more bureaucracy. And that means we need government administration, right? Telephone switchboards is one way to do it. Telephone switchboards, can we research those? Unlocks electric industries. We need a radio for radio production. Hang on. So government administration to switch. Sorry. Those telephone switchboards we would need has invented central planning, but it will need telephones as well. Okay, but there's gonna be a while before we produce telephones, but... Okay, we need like 3 levels of government administration for this. Okay, that's interesting. Trade routes, goods. Let's have a look. We are putting revenue up. Perhaps all of these, then we need to cancel, right? Especially. We are exporting 5. Okay, we don't want to export our motors anywhere. Importing. Okay, we don't want to import sulfur because we have our own sulfur. Export our tools. Import lead, import porcelain, export our glass. Coffee. 67.5 units of coffee we're exporting to Austria. Okay. Perhaps then... We need 3 bureaucracy buildings, but how long is that going to take to construct? It's going to take too long to construct. We're going to be deep down in deficit. Let's have a look. Let's keep it up for 4 weeks. Right, and we can go budget. Go ahead and put high taxes. We can run 5,000 deficit maybe for a little bit. Let's just see how long does it actually take. We have electricity now in Zulia. 40 weeks. It will take a year. So it will be 3 years. Positivist Church. Jose Zamora, a student of the philosophy of positivism, has founded the Positivist Church of Venezuela in Miranda. The church's events have become a meeting place for the positivist intellectuals. An intriguing institution. Petite bourgeoisie gets positivist influence. Positivist temple. Plus 10% education. Access. Plus 20% radicals from standard of living decreases. Sure. An intriguing institution. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can run 5k deficit. Let's get more bureaucracy. You know, as we build each one, our deficit will decrease. Hopefully our economy also grows. Interesting, however. But let's have a look if these trade routes actually ultimately turn profitable. Interesting. We're exporting 67 units of coffee to Austria. We're making... That's... I mean, obviously we're making 2.4k in tariffs. That's actually very nice. Trade revenue after tariffs. But also what is very interesting is that, right, obviously, you know, providing a lot of demand for coffee in our market. Right, it's super cheap. We are subsidizing. Hang on. Practicing positivists. The philosophy of positivism has spread beyond the positivist church, with many engineers, academics, and officers adopting its scientific principles in order to fulfill their reformist ambitions. A great benefit to the reformist cause. Positivist characters will be more likely to appear in Venezuela for the next 10 years. Sure. Oof. Oh, standard of living has dropped massively. Ah, oh, that's painful. Painful, yeah. And that means our population growth has fallen. We got radicals. Oh. Okay, let's see. A bit of an economic shock from our bureaucracy being overwhelmed with all the surge in trade. But hopefully that... Let's see what that actually does. We are exporting, so it is like an extra 5, even if it is unprofitable, and this is obviously a drag on our economy as well. Let's go ahead, for example, coffee. Right, let's say like coffee. Sorry, coffee is a good. Oh, sorry guys. What I want is to find coffee as a good. There it is. Right, and we say encourage exports. That's not change in revenue from current tariff focus. So on exports we're tariff of 10. we do need a bit of that money. But later on, I think we'll change the tax to try and encourage export of coffee. The most prominent members of Miranda high society have been seen organizing luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Let them celebrate. Yeah, we need more loyalists. Temples of Humanity. The Positivist Church of Venezuela has petitioned to be allowed to construct an additional church in Zulia. The proposed Temple of Humanity will serve as an important node of positivist activities. There's no harm in it. It will not spread disorder in Zulia. There's no harm. Let's see. Oh, we've been mulling about at 3.4 million for ages. Life hasn't really changed in the last 30 years in Venezuela. Despite, you know, us like progressing through text and building buildings. But let's say Colombia. They're at 8 million GDP. Wow. They have done far better. GDP per capita is still only similar to ours, so they do have... yeah, they have double the population, therefore they should have roughly double GDP. Interesting. Let's keep powering ahead. We just need to construct these government administrations. That is definitely something we need. We have enough taxation capacity, to be honest, everywhere, so that's okay. Once we start building these up, then yeah, we're gonna increase our taxation, well, increase our bureaucracy. Antiquated words. Several-year-old journal articles and statements by present government officials opposing technocracy have been dredged up by newspapers sympathetic to Jorge Paez's cause. These revelations have led to accusations of opportunism from both opponents and supporters of the law. What indolent lack of principles. Well, people can change their views with time. Indeed. Oil discovered in Bolivar. Yes. Nice. Okay, discover all the resources. Perfect. I have oil and rubber here. And that means we'll be able to build cars, right? So we need the combustion engine unlocked. Okay. Let's see, let's try to get the world... Well, if people can drink more coffee, that would be good for us. Citrus coffee for everybody. Sugar. Let's see if this actually works. Input with shortage of lead. Okay, we need more lead. Okay, okay, more lead. Import from the Russian market. American market. Oof, okay, we're pretty close. Oh, okay, we're again consuming more and more bureaucracy for those as well. Oof. Come on, get it out there. We need more bureaucrats. There we are. Oh, desperately need more. There's one more. One more in Miranda later on as well. There we are. We need about 3, 4 more of these. Okay, another 40 weeks. There we are. Boom. Okay, that's much better. It's fine. Let's just let's keep our construction sector employed. Let's keep powering on. And see where we get to. We just need to kind of... feel like we're constantly kind of like a spring in our economy. Is that we're poised to... we are poised to kind of grow our GDP. There's always some limiting factor. Let's just unlock bureaucracy, and that should make our GDP surge very quickly, hopefully. Tooling workshops. 1902, anarchism unlocked. A political ideology promoting self-governance and opposition to authority. Anarchism seeks to do away with the state and other institutions which rule over people against their will, replacing them with voluntary associations. Okay. standard of living has crashed from almost 14, but we're doing so well. Let's go ahead and get that administrative capacity up. Hopefully, I mean, some like coffee plantations, they are employing 3.9 thousand people. Engines are really expensive. Yeah, we need to bring down the price of engines. The price of hockey has gone up. We now have a technocracy. The nation is governed by an unelected council of men of reason and ability. Okay. Now have appointed bureaucrats. Bureaucrats are appointed by rulers to serve the country's best interests in exchange for high wages. Indeed. We now have hereditary bureaucrats. Bureaucrats hold their position through traditional inheritance, passing on their responsibilities to their children. Oof. Hang on, how did that happen? No, we want appointed. Yeah, okay, there we are. Professional army, guaranteed liberties, racial segregation, cultural exclusion. That seems to have some support. Who is against this? Rural folk oppose this. Bourgeoisie opposes, but intelligentsia and landowners know what's best. Movement to enact cultural exclusion is demanding the enactment of this law. Go ahead, we have a movement for it. Right. We need to keep the liberal agenda kind of on track. Chief Executive Technate. It's the government type ruled by the Chief Executive, a qualified figure entrusted with administration by a board of technocratic officials. But no, but we want intelligentsia in charge. Grant command, pin, outliner. Unacceptable government. Can we kick him out? Is there really no way? Intelligentsia and industrialists. Yeah, this is who we need in government, indeed. Capitalists and intelligentsia. He's an alcoholic, so can we throw him out of government? Command. Perhaps not. Interesting, he's just kind of stuck there for life. Let's see what happens. Build more government administration. Booming industries closed. Rural folk farmers market deactivated. Okay. Greener ground. Satisfied with the state of politics in Venezuela and eyeing new opportunities for agitation abroad, Jose Zamora has declared his intentions to leave the country, wishing the current custodians the best of luck in the years to come. Farewell, Zamora. May your ideas find ready ears abroad. Military science. The practical and scientific nature of positivism has led to the growing popularity of positivist thought in the armed forces. Many professors and officers in Venezuelan military academies have begun to embrace the philosophy. A foundation for a new military doctrine, 10% military research speed. The academy should embrace this trend further. The sentiment could bolster Pedro Zamora's reform proposals. Let's get 10% military research, now we even need it. Dangerous equipment. The steel mills in Bolivar have seen an increase in workplace injuries due to increased mechanization and poor safety regulations. We cannot pull the brakes on the engines of progress. We don't want high mortality. Industrial safety. Yeah, we do need industrial safety. Industrialist -2 group approval. Of 4% mortality. Bolivar gets lacking industrial safety regulations. Yeah, can't put the brakes on progress. Raising concerns. Armed forces have expressed their concerns about government decisions clearly favoring the interests of industrials. Can't always please everyone. We have oil rigs. Oh, we have oil rigs being built in Zulia as well. But we did, by the way, build power plants here. But we never actually used, for example, electric lights here. Right, so let's get electricity up. More services. Okay, services are already pretty cheap. No one actually wants services in Zulia. Why not? Consumption 114. Because we have too many urban centers. Subsistence, rice paddies. Production. Okay. Let's Go ahead and electrify them. Logging camps. Can we do electric sawmills? 7,000 fewer laborers, more machinists and engineers. Wow, and a lot of wood in our economy. Oof. Alright. Interesting. Kind of unnecessary, but the thing is, we can now, for example, just reduce the size of these, no? There we go. We just remove size, employ fewer people, right? Keep wood cheap. I mean, I can in fact even go one level down. There you go, now it's profitable. Let's have a look if we can do something this way. Our logging camps are now very productive indeed. More bureaucracy. Buildings, construction. Let's keep going. Building government administration. Still needs, so that will be about 70. That's another 70. Like a couple more should do the trick. Coffee talk. Cultural exclusion was on everyone's lips in every coffee house. Afterwards, Thomas Diaz was ready to cross the industrialists to help pass the law. Welcome this change of heart. The industrialists. We definitely need more bureaucracy. Did we use our authority and increase bureaucracy? Manufacturing and services. Operation, conscription, no. No, actually there isn't anything that would increase bureaucracy. We have enough infrastructure everywhere. Could later on actually build one more railway here. But otherwise, yeah, we need electricity also, for example. Here we have 2 logging camps, 5,000 people employed. Cultural exclusion is now under review. Hardwood, wood. Yeah, with these logging camps, for example, again, we do have cheap wood. Is that a good thing? Yes, I guess it is a good thing, but could reduce this to size 4. Open hearth process unlocked. This is a special process to burn out the impurities from pig iron, thus allowing it to turn into steel. Open hearth process for steel mills. Okay. Let's have a look. Steel mills. More steel. More iron. Yeah, more iron. Same coal. More steel. Is that really necessary though? Not really. Like, we don't need it. Steel is already pretty cheap. We're okay. Will that make it employ fewer people at the same time though? If we did switch. Okay, yeah, now GDP is soaring up again as we collect more taxes. Get more government administration. We're building steel mills in Miranda now. But why? This has neither coal nor iron, but I guess it's the local demand that will push. Yeah, local demand means prices go down here. Because, yeah, if you're building steel mills, you want to build it where your inputs are cheap, right? And you don't really care that you need to decrease price in another province. A novel solution. In Jorge Paez's body of published works is popular. In Jorge Paez's body of published works is a popular new book with a vision of what cultural exclusion might look like. Lawyers affiliated with the industrialists say the contents are legally sound. Canvass the public about this light reading. Okay, industrialists get +2 interest group approval, 15% interest group pop attraction. Jorge Paez +20 popularity. Okay. Let's keep powering on. Just see what actually... Let's have a look at how our trade routes are doing. They're still unprofitable. Nor have any of them actually expanded. Export trade route to Russia. Let's not export any of our motors. We need them ourselves now. This has become a great trade route. Austria. Austrian market. A lot of coffee is imported here. They love our coffee. Austrian market. Buy orders. Where is coffee? 1.66 thousand. Wow. 2.46, 2,500 buy orders. So they have like a cheap grain. They need more coal, more wood. Cultural exclusion has successfully progressed to the implementation phase. Go ahead and pause. Mutual funds unlocked, plus 10% minting and minus 2% loan interest rate. As sort of pooled investment funds, the mutual fund helps combine the individual wealth of investors into massive pools of money that can flex immense financial strength to acquire securities and other costly financial instruments. Okay, we can now make everything publicly traded. Interesting. Go ahead and just keep this on speed 2. Hang on, let's just have a look instead at our own country. What does that actually let us do, for example? Sorry, wrong button. Let's say, for example, our iron mines. That's probably our best capitalist building. We can make these publicly traded. Right, predict the impact on weekly balance with full employment substitution. Get more capitalists just from changing a production method. Ooh, could actually get more dynamite. We never switched to dynamite here. Alright, let's get iron really cheap. Explosives are needed. Could make it publicly traded. Need more explosives. This factory doing really well. Yeah, but there you go. Ammonia. Vacuum evaporation. Boom. Lots of explosives for the market. Make it publicly traded as well. And that simply brings more capitalists into the population. GDP is powering ahead. But I'm going to go ahead and actually pause here, guys. I think we're coming up on the hour. Yeah, with our kind of experiments. But here we are. We're in 1903. 73 years into the... sorry, 70... Yeah. Sorry, 67 years into the game, right? We'll be 70 years in 3 years. Yeah, so 67 years into the game. 2/3 the way through. I always kind of feel like 1900 is almost the end of the game, but there's actually another 36 years. Quite a while. But I'll make a cut here. I hope you're enjoying it and learning something, as I am, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.